Lahaina, Hawaii. The discounted gift cards for Terralani sailing adventures caught my eye during the obligatory Costco stop on the way out of Kahului Airport. Storm that dumped 4 feet of snow in Rockies now heads to the Midwest. Deep snow in Rockies. Possible tornadoes in Texas. Anchorage's overnight surprise. 18 inches of snow. Residents dig out from California storm mudslide. NASA predicts mega droughts. Due to climate change. Iceberg bigger than New York City breaks off Brunt ice shelf. Treeing to catch up, buddy? Emperor penguin follows Australian explorers in Antarctica. Gov. Abbott promises answers after weather disaster. Ceiling fans frozen, burst pipes. Texans can't escape severe winter storm. Power outages. Cold causing Texas pipes to burst. How to keep pipes from freezing. Drone footage shows how major Texas cities look covered in snow. Ash Wednesday. 4 things to know. Extremely dangerous winter storm causes power outages across Texas. Snow and ice blanket southern plains states heavy snowfall to continue across Northwest before tossing them in the shopping cart. I called the company from the store to ask about availability for a sunset sale during my week-long stay. We have nothing for 10 days, she said. Nothing. I asked about potential cancellations. She said they weren't likely and recommended trying another company. I'm really sorry, she said. It's busy. Joe Collins was supposed to visit Germany with his wife, young kids and in-laws in March 2020, but the pandemic crushed those plans. Instead of rescheduling Europe for this year, the Las Vegas family planned their first trip to Hawaii, for early July. My wife got the first vaccination shot and her next call was to book a flight. No kidding. Collins said. Jesse and Stephanie Rodriguez were last in Maui in June 2019 and returned to the Wailea resort area this summer with their 15-year-old son for a month-long stay. We didn't make it last year. We figured we'd make up for it this year, the cybersecurity executive from San Antonio said. Maui is always crowded in the summer and didn't feel noticeably busier to me in most areas, even over July 4th. But the quicker-than-expected surge of new and returning visitors coupled with lingering COVID restrictions and economic fallout from the pandemic including staffing and supply shortages mean a trip this year comes with challenges beyond snagging a shady spot at the hotel pool, finding parking in downtown Lahaina and surviving the single-lane road to Hana. Travelers face hard-to-get restaurant reservations and long lines at places that don't take them. A full-court press for some activities. New reservation requirements and fees at some state and national parks, and potentially long check-in and security lines at the airport upon departure. In short, Maui is a microcosm of vacation hotspots around the country in 2021. Hawaii still has a mask mandate for indoor settings, including shops, grocery stores and hotel public areas, even if you're vaccinated, so forget about stashing it away as soon as you leave the airport. You also have to wear one when entering or walking around restaurants and bars. Social distancing is still a thing, too. The social distancing stickers may have faded where you live, but they are all over the place on the island, from shop floors to hotel elevators. Wailea Beach Resort has a painted surfboard-shaped sign by the pool. Mahalo for social distancing. The park was more than 2.5 hours from my Airbnb in Kihei and I needed to make a couple stops on the way, so the trip required a 4:45 a.m. wake-up call, and we still didn't arrive until 8:45 a.m. You can enter any time, but you have to leave by the end of your time slot. One upside to the early reservation: the place wasn't crowded. The beach is small, the adjacent hike relatively short, so it was plenty of time. Diamond Suit Maui hotspots like Mama's Fish House in Paia have long required advance reservations at prime times, but the tourist surge and continuing COVID capacity restrictions are making tables even harder to get. Hotels including the Sheraton Maui have started alerting incoming guests via email to the need to book restaurants early, prompted in part by concierges tired of delivering a steady stream of bad news to visitors unaware of the situation. Amanda and Eddie Kavanaugh snagged a lunch reservation for their combination honeymoon, babymoon in early July, but it took a couple months. She set up OpenTable alerts from open through close for every day of their visit and estimates she missed 30 while working or sleeping. Other times, she clicked and the opening was already gone. I don't know how many times I opened the app and it said, "Sorry you missed it," she said. In Maui, they were about to employ Plan B, driving more than 45 minutes from their Ka'anapali Beach Hotel to Paia in hopes of walking in. when an alert popped up while they lounged at the pool. The Kavanaughs, from Wenatchee, Washington, nabbed the 3:30 p.m. lunch reservation and celebrated the 4th of July at Mama's. Garlic noodles and tempura shrimp aren't usually my breakfast go-tos, but that's what I ate late one morning at Star Noodle. The perennially popular Lahaina restaurant, where a chalkboard out front says, "Reservations only," opens at 10:30 a.m. I showed up at 10:35 in hopes of walking in and 15 minutes later had a seat at the bar. The couple next to me, foodies from Los Angeles, had already devoured a plate of wings and Chinese broccoli and were ordering more. Another day, I lined up for breakfast at Instagram famous Kihei Cafe, which doesn't take reservations, at 6 a.m. and had a seat within 20 minutes. For dinner, I landed a waterfront table for two on the upper deck at Lahaina Fish Company by lining up at 3:57 p.m. and getting right in. The host who took us to our table called it the magic hour. The concierge desk at the Royal Lahaina Resort saved the day for my coveted sunset sail tickets, but it took several days after my initial call. The manager who fielded my initial request, as an incoming guest, not a reporter for USA Today, said they check for openings all day, every day. "It's fun because I feel like I won the lottery sometimes," she said. This is probably heresy to vacationers who plan their trips around marquee restaurants and attractions like the Road to Hana, but Maui has plenty of less stressful options for vacationers. The restaurant was busy inside, but picnic tables' Adirondack chairs were plentiful outside on the lawn. The uncle's favorite farm bread, aka pizza, was delicious. Beach time is always a low-stress option, of course. Colin said the beach was the only thing on his family's agenda besides a luau. "What we're here for isn't scheduled," he said. "You can't schedule the beach. You can't understaff the beach. The sunsets are here. TSA screening lines can top 1 hour during peak travel times, and checked and carry-on bags also go through agricultural inspections. Arrive 3 hours before your flight during peak times, especially if you have a rental car to return. If you somehow speed through security, you'll have extra time for souvenir shopping, the Starbucks line or the Kahlua pork nachos at Sammy's Beach Bar and Grill before the long flight home."